Hello, Zimbabwe, and welcome to Zimbabwe Daily. I'm so excited for this new chapter that we have arrived at, and I'm so excited. When you are just coming out of a particular, moment when the whole national momentum has been gathered around an issue, and you have to turn things around a little bit. Sometimes it gets to be destructive, but look, we have a life. And today I'm excited because we are launching a book. And it's not just an ordinary book, it's a fiction, a romantic, and it's written by our own Zimbabwean artist. And her name is Placidia Chiwita. So call each other to come on board because we want to have a conversation that is enriching. Because this book, when I read it, I was like, wow. All right. So I'm hoping that as we delve into the details about the book and everything around it's coming out, you are also going to be able to buy this book and get a chance to read, just a little bit of a migration from a Mills and Bone and actually read something that's written by our very own. So I'm excited on Muchaka, if you're just joining us. And on the panel, I have uh, people that I want to first break down for us a journey that before we bring you on set. I have Saliwe Zakaria. Welcome to Zimbabwe.
Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. I also have Mr. Batsirai, the editor. Welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'm excited to sit with you because we are launching this book. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the book that we're launching. Can you see it? Poisoned Passion is the name of the book. And I'm sure by now you might have picked up a hint of one or two. So I'm going to come to you, lady and gentlemen. How are you doing?
Oh, amazing. Ecstatic. We are as happy as you are.
Awesome.
To be launching the book.
Editor.
I'm very excited.
You're very
Very
excited.
excited. Yes.
Okay. I want you to fully introduce yourself to our people who are watching right now. Who is really Batsirai?
All right. I'm Patrick Greenfield. I'm the editor at Blue Scroll.
Right.
Yes.
Awesome. And yourself, madam?
My name is Saliwe Zakaria. I'm the director at Talia Women's Network, and basically we are there to uplift women so that they fulfill their real potential in life.
Tell us your link between Talia Women and Placidia Chiwita. Tell us about that.
Okay, so Placidia is one of the young ladies who participated in a leadership development program that we run, which is called the Uplift Leadership Development Program. Basically, it's a program that's targeted at young women and taking them through goal setting, vision building, mentoring, so that they're able to realize their dreams. So she participated 2 years ago in cohort 3 and went through the whole training, work readiness, soft skills training, as well as just helping her a stepping stone so that they achieve their goals in life. So that's the link between Talia and Placidia. She's one of our alumni on the leadership development program that we run.
And how do you feel about this?
I was just saying to someone, I feel like a proud mother.
Right. Yeah.
I really, it's just amazing. Words cannot describe it's also, a sense of fulfillment and validation, because as the young women come through our program, they're at various stages in life and they've got varying goals. Some are artists like Placidia, some are scientists, they're just varied. So for you to walk through the journey with someone and see it to where we have arrived today, it's so fulfilling and so, just pleasing. Like I said, like a proud mother, you really can't express it with words.
Right.
Yeah.
Such a wonderful moment. And really, when you've watched them grow, tell us about Placidia coming through under cohort 3. As you looked at her, do you feel did you see where she is now?
Not exactly, but
Right.
we saw the potential in her. I remember when Placidia came in, and I have one-on-one meetings with them. I'm just looking at their life story, where they are, and where they see themselves in 5 years, 10 years to come. I remember she was working in real estate at some stage, and she was just speaking about her goals, but nothing about writing came up in that conversation. In that conversation.
Okay,
And then
interesting.
she went through the program that we ran. We have run various workshops, such as, like I mentioned, the goal setting, the vision building, and then other soft skills, report writing skills, interview skills, grooming and etiquette. So she went through the whole process. And then we matched her with a mentor. We matched her with another dynamic young woman called Hope. The reason why we matched her with Hope Mdangwe as a mentor was because Hope is also a goal getter. And in our matching process, we knew that Placidia needed someone who was also an overachiever, and
Okay.
also just to help her clarify what her goals and aspirations were. And then in the course of the program, I remember being on the Writers Club, which Sympathy hosts.
Okay.
And then she was just appealing to people to join and to fulfill their writing dreams. And I posted this advert into the group, the Uplift group, and asked them to join. And it was just an open invitation. Quite a number of them joined the group, but some of them, just to test it and to see how it
was
goes.
there.
Yeah, so I was really when she started writing, when Placidia wrote in the first group book, the anthropology that they did, and then tongue twister, I'm not a writer.
Right.
And then now coming up with this book, it's been just an amazing journey. But it also shows how a person can also, wake up to their own passions, how a person can fulfill their own goals and their own destiny with just having people to support you. And I think that's what we do as Talia. We don't give you goals and dreams and tell you this is what you're supposed to do. We also realize that many young people, many young women are in careers that they found themselves in because of, our education system.
Just happened.
Exactly. Your
Fall
points
into
just
it.
happen to
Yeah.
you, and then you end up in a certain career. And so we are trying to say, how can you reset your life based on what you love? Exactly, what you love and your calling and your purpose in life. And I think that's exactly what Placidia is demonstrating to us today.
Wow. I want to now turn to the editor. Now you've got a manuscript on your desk.
Okay.
And it was written by Placidia Chiwita. Tell me about that.
Well, it was very interesting. And at first I said, okay, wow, this is something else. Because from the novels I've read in the past, it took a different turn.
Right.
Because it was just coming like to Zimbabwean life, how it goes, how people handle themselves on a daily basis, you see. So it was very interesting. And at first, I was just reading it, editing. But when I got to, I think it was around page 50, I couldn't put it down until I'm done.
Right.
Because it was very interesting. Also, in terms of in Zimbabwe, we're brought up in a Christian environment.
Yes.
But it took a sudden turn, from the usual moral lessons which we get.
Right.
So it was very, very interesting and very, challenging.
And very challenging. I like that
Yeah.
because it was quite challenging as well when I went through it. But, just to keep people guessing, we're going to go into it. Now, what message stood out for you as you were editing this manuscript?
All right. I think basically it was about loyalty and betrayal.
Right.
Yeah, especially, maybe just a hint. There's a lady called Tenda in the novel. I think what she did to Gwen was not fair.
Right.
So it was something which I don't encourage anyone to do because she was mentored by Gwen, and
Yeah.
and after that, she went on to betray Gwen. So yeah, it was love and betrayal and loyalty.
Right.
Yeah.
And when a writer brings their manuscript to you, what do you look at, that makes you say this is something publishable? Maybe there could be an artist somewhere at home who is just watching this and marveling, kutori nemunhu atolauncha bhuku rake and I'm here with all these ideas. What do you look at when a manuscript comes to your table?
Okay. First of all, I think we have to deviate a bit from the old school publishing, because now we've got people who can mentor you into writing. So basically, we're looking at something which can make people interested in the book. Do you have a story? What is it which you want to teach us or to put across, you see? So it is very, very important to know your goal for the book, for whatever you are writing. Yeah, it is very, very important.
Right.
Yeah, so basically we look into that and see how best can we help each other to publish that book.
All
Yeah,
right.
yes.
So, guys, if you've got an idea, put it down, find a mentor. Blue Scroll Consultancy can actually link you and connect you with Talia, and they will mentor you and groom you and help you achieve your goals. Now, I want us to round up this conversation. Just a word to Placidia.
Okay, my word to her is well done. Thank you very much for this opportunity to edit your book. And it was very, very interesting. And I think maybe I might look at her and think she's square.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because I really loved that character, Gwen. Despite what she would do in the end and everything, but you can actually understand where she's coming from. You see, so I really fell in love with that character, despite all the other things.
I love the editor because he keeps you in suspense. I love Gwen. There's Tendai and there's loyalty. And over to you, Ma'am Saliwe, your word to Placidia right now.
So, Placidia has demonstrated one concept that we talk about in mentoring, that it's a two-way process. As she was being mentored, I was also being mentored. We were
Right.
also being mentored. And so my word to her is, you've set the bar for some of us even. We are also
Right.
encouraged.
Yeah.
You might see me coming knocking to you with my own manuscript. But my word to her is just keep soaring higher and higher, pursuing your dreams, not looking at the circumstances around you, around us as a nation, but that despite whatever is going on, you can still achieve whatever you set out to achieve. So just keep soaring higher and higher, and you really have made us proud.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good job, Placidia. And now we'll take a quick break. And when we come back, we meet the author herself as well as Mangwenya, the one who has made it possible for fellow women to sit down and write their stories. We'll be back shortly. Hello guys and welcome back. You can see the smile on my face. I'm excited because the author is in the house. Placidia, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Awesome. And we also have Mangwenya in studio. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure to have you in studio.
This is my home.
Where are we here? Sympathy. Tell me about this project.
Oh my word. I wrote in here. There's a statement that I wrote. I was like, when this came to me after it was passed from the editor and everyone, I looked at it. I was like, huh?
Right.
Because I know her from
Right.
my group as someone who's very quiet.
Uh-huh.
Like she doesn't say a lot.
I know,
She's
right?
Speaking a lot. And I remember the other time we were here,
Mhm.
you had to push her to speak.
Right.
So when I read what she had written, I was like, is this the same girl?
I was thinking the same as I read through it. I was like, is this Placidia? I'm like, seriously, Placidia, when did you get to be so naughty? I'll start from the naughtiness.
Well, growing up, I used to read a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, Meals and Boons legacy.
I know, right? I mean, that's the impression I got when I went through your book, and I was like, wow, we have our own Zim version of things, like we have our own culture, which is different from their culture, and here we have almost similar twists and turns, plots and subplots and everything coming out in this book. Now, Placidia, just as a way of introduction, tell people about you. Who's Placidia, really?
Hi, I'm Placidia Chiwita, first-time author, right?
Mhm.
Well, not
Second time.
second-time author.
Yes.
I'm launching my book, Poison Passion,
Mhm.
and I'm a 27-year-old who recently discovered the passion for writing.
Right.
It's a recent discovery, like 2021. Yeah, recent.
Thank God for COVID.
It was after COVID, actually.
We're still there. We're still in it. Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And the process of coming up with this manuscript, is it something that you had written and put somewhere else? And then after COVID, you were like, maybe it's something that I can actually put out there.
No.
Okay.
It just came to me like when I decided to write.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, I want to write a novel.
Right.
So what am I going to write about? So I had an idea in mind, like I knew what I wanted to write about. But then the process of writing was so different. The end product was different from what I had initially imagined.
Right.
So it was a process of discovery throughout the way. Yeah, the characters just kept talking to me and like, oh, I surprised myself, even me. Like,
Okay.
what they just write.
Right.
But it sounds so good.
It's actually well written. It's well written. It's got a nice flow to it. Like when you open and start reading, you just want to keep going. And I finished this book in like 2 days.
Wow. Wow.
Because I just wanted to know what happens next.
Yeah.
Right. And tell me about Blue Scroll and why these stories are important.
So we believe in telling our authentic stories
Mhm.
because, like you have been saying, that there are so many meals and boons that we have been consuming ever since we're young. There are so many books on the market that people consume that are not written by our own fellow writers.
Mhm.
You read about, Michigan, this, Italy, Paris, places that you haven't been to or places that you might not go
Be
to.
familiar with
Yes,
anyway.
but when someone mentions Karigamombe Center and CBD, this and that, Kwekwe, and it comes to you like, okay, I can identify with this. So
Right.
there's that authenticity in it. So we are always promoting the writing of our own stories.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also feel like we've had a long season of dryness in terms of really pushing out our books. I know there are a lot of artists who have written something, a lot of people who have tried to keep the industry alive. But I want to say that I felt at some point that we were like dying down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the demand is high. And yeah, like congratulations to everyone because we are doing what we can. But I feel we should do more.
Right.
Yeah, just to compete with the international market.
With the international market.
Consumers are hungry for our word, so we should do more. She should not rest because she has this out. She should also start thinking of a sequel or the next book or something like that.
Right.
Yes.
Because the father-in-law was not. Tell me about the characters in the book.
Okay. So these characters, I derived them from like everyday experiences, from what I've seen grown up seeing and what I read every day. So I wanted to write something that is more like that is as realistic as possible, something most people can relate to, something people are actually going through. So that's how I came up with these characters.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us about the major themes that come out of here. Let's go into the book. Let's get people. Guys, we are launching this book, and this book is going for like $10. So we want you to be able to call in, send a message, and get your own copy because it's not. It's a book that is worth your time. Okay, it's well written, so the English is good. All right, I would recommend it to like 18-year-olds upwards. If you're 18 and above, if you can vote, please make sure you get this one. Yeah. But tell me about the plots within this book.
All right. So initially, I just wanted it to be about marriage life.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, that is not like enough. I had to explore more. So what came out is the main thing that I wanted to bring out was step parenting. That is something that is like that really dear to my heart.
Right.
Because I believe there's always this misconception that every step parent is like evil or something. But there are good step parents out there. And it's also like a message to others. Like if you decide to date like a single parent, you have to be ready to be a parent.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's one issue. And then further in relationships, that is what like something that was dear to my heart, because that is what I imagined a relationship between a father and a daughter to be. And then friendships. We've seen a lot of things about friendships. Like there's always like there's betrayal between friends. There's a lot of things happening, but there are some really good friends out there who can stick by you through thick and thin.
Right.
Yes, there are others who can betray you, but there are also some good ones. So that is what I wanted to like bring out in this book.
Right.
And also just the issue of betrayal. Sometimes it can come from people you don't even expect to come from. Like, what? How can this person do this to me? Like someone really close to you. So yeah, I really wanted that to bring out. And then of course the issue of marriage.
Being a major issue. Big one.
That's the big issue in there.
And I think that's one of the major reasons why it drew me, because I love everything marriages. My first book is on marriage, completely different from this one. But what struck me was the time that Gwen took to yourself, to build yourself, to empower yourself, and yet still found herself within this marriage institution that was really, that really took from her the humaneness, that she has had and that she has, and building a completely different character, at the end. Like, I was like, huh? What? Huh? Like, really?
How did that happen?
Where did that come from? You also deal with issues to do with even domestic violence, and you talked about how in our culture and our tradition, when we have issues, we go to our families, to try and resolve that. And also, guys, you need to get this book because we can't tell you everything. Otherwise, but the book is just, for me, it reminded me that a marriage institution can either bring out the best out of a person, or it can bring the worst out of a person. Would you say, in putting this, I know it's fiction, but is it something that you have seen in society? Is this something close to reality in our social context?
Yes, just go on Twitter or anywhere on social media.
Uh-huh.
You will see a lot of these stories happening.
Right.
Yeah. And I believe like everyone is, as much as you want to be good, but there's a point, a breaking point if you're pushed hard enough. And we all have like a good side and a bad side inside of us. So it's one point. Even if you don't act on it, you can just think, oh, this person, you know what I can do to you, but then you stop yourself. So every human being is that side in them, and it only needs a little bit of pushing, or maybe a lot of pushing for it to come out. But everybody is a breaking point. That is what I wanted to bring out. Yeah.
Right. Mangweng,
Yes.
your own, I know you wrote, I really want to read what you wrote in the foreword. Yes. Have you ever held a rusty manuscript that you're supposed to oil up so it shines and reaches its highest potential, but all you ended up doing was start the fan base for this new author? Well, polishing had to come second when this gem landed on my desk. In a world where the written word is dwindling, it is refreshing to be a catalyst to the publishing of a creative jewel like this work of fiction you're holding. I'm excited whenever a manuscript by a woman crosses my path. Go through all the emotions, but don't forget to hold on to the emotions of joy and hope, without which the whole world would go blind. Happy reading. This is what the chief editor writes in this book. Now, why would you be excited over a manuscript written by a woman?
Oh, because I founded the Women Writers Support Network. And the main reason is to use word for healing. Because I believe that when we use our words, when we write them down, we make sure that we pour our hearts out. You know, today as I was coming here, I read the story. I think we all know about this lady that had through the grapevine that her husband was cheating, and then she went on to kill 4 of her kids.
Yeah.
Like that really had me, because I feel like maybe I'm being too optimistic, but what if she had just held a pen instead and just wrote something? Now she's having to spend a lifetime in
Right,
jail,
right.
lost all her children, lost the marriage that she was reacting to. So I believe that, you know, the first reaction should be prayer. The second should be hold your pen and write.
And right.
Pour your heart out. If you want to share it with the world, go ahead. If you don't, you can burn it. That's a process of healing. So whenever I see a woman writing, whether it's from their own story, whether it's from others, but just because they're writing, I know there is a bit of healing in that. So I become so excited.
You know, I'm just looking at you and I'm just thinking, you know, she's got nice hair. So yeah, women, right? Yeah, but then you raise a really critical issue, you know, mental health issues. Like writing is one of those moments. I write all the time. I write all the time, and I look forward to moments when people can actually come into my mind and see some of the things. And I think fiction writing is one of those platforms where you can think up all the horror.
Yeah.
Like she could have killed the kids in the book, not physically, not eliminate these souls, but she could have, you know, expressed that anger, expressed that sense of betrayal, like you raised, expressed that in a different way that would have, you know, brought in a sense of awareness to society to say these are some of the things that are happening now. Placidia, when people hold your book and read it, what's your hope?
The major reason I wrote this, entertainment.
Right.
I just want people to, like, for those few hours, to forget everything else, all their troubles, and just be transported into this fictional world I created,
Right.
and feel everything, all the emotions that the characters will be going through. And if they can gain some inspiration from it, then it's all good.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, you've got people who've got weird imaginations like myself. Like I was literally in there creating the scenes. Some scenes I had to close my eyes. Trust me. Over 18. Get this. Because it really gets saucy as it goes. You know, in this book, I get a feeling that really even the most unsuspected, right? Unsuspected people can do bad things.
Yeah.
That was scary. Anyway, we are here, Placidia. I'm going to leave this time to the chief editor and our author to just talk to our audience and to, like how it's done. Like, it is my pleasure to officially launch or something like that. So I want us to do this. Just talk to the people, talk to them about this book. Let's know where we can get it, how we can get it, and where we can make our payments so that we get a copy. Is it all physical copies, or there's a soft copy that a person can get? Tell us about that.
And there, I think the pastor in the room is you. So I feel you and I should just declare this launched, and then we leave it to Placidia to then share more about this.
Okay.
But what I can say is, like you've been saying, everyone needs to get a copy.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to get a copy.
Look, if you want to know about Gwendolyn, Gwendolyn needs to be known.
And also for people who believe in love, Gwendolyn.
Oh my
fought for
God.
love.
You know what? When I was reading this, I could identify myself. I could see myself.
Yeah.
And then it changed. And I said, no, that's not me. But it's going not where I would want it to go. But look,
There's a bit of all of us.
there's a bit of all of us in this book. There's a bit of you in here. Like Placidia said, there's a bit of good and there's a bit of bad. What then comes out is what are the things that we emphasize. If we emphasize bad, we will see bad. If we emphasize good, we will see good. And even like she mentioned, issue of step parenting. Gwendolyn was just the mother. She was just the mother. If you are a stepmom or a stepdad, because it's no gender. As long as you're a step parent, this book is going to help you see the importance of being a proper step parent. I always say, like you said, as a pastor, the one thing that we are teaching people each time is that children are a heritage from the Lord. So it doesn't matter that it's not your own, that you pushed out of your womb. It could be your sisters, it could be a stranger, but as long as it's a child, it's a heritage. And God will just do amazing things with them. And so please get this book, guys. It's $10, right?
Yeah, $10.
Okay, it's $10. Chat it, $10, guys, and you will learn about step parenting, the issue of father-daughter relationships, as has been mentioned, the issue of friendships. You need to know. You need to pick your friends well. I don't know if you can pick mentors well, but you need to pick mentors well.
Yeah, that's
Because the mentors in here, the mentees in here, they've got a special help. Issues to do with betrayal in marriage. Wow. Anyone can betray you,
yeah.
but in marriage, a betrayal will bring out you. Betrayal in marriage is the worst. So, guys, this book is launched. This book is launched, guys. Poisoned Passion. I'm wearing red. You see, I wore red because of the passion. The passion part of the book. The poison. Yeah. The poison is also, but guys, this book, I think I texted you and I said, this book is a well done one. Because when I went through it, it was smooth. Like, you can consume this book. It's not a difficult book to read, but it's not written in some cheap language.
It's well researched.
The diction, the English. We've got a problem these days because people write, funny things because of social media. But this book is grounded, like you see the words, the tapestry interwoven in there. It's just amazing. Guys, you need to get this book. But I think I've played my role, and I want to just, my desire is that this book goes far and wide. We cannot take this to our schools, to our high schools. It's too raunchy. We can't take this to our high schools, but this is the kind of content we need to push out into the world so that people realize that marriage is not a cheap institution. Marriage is not you must walk in there with a sober mind. You don't just say, I want to get married. And please, parents, relatives, stop pushing our young girls to get married for the sake of marriage. It was a nice thing walking down the aisle. She was very happy. But the things that she faced within that marriage changed the person that we know as Gwendolyn from the person that she was, the empowered, powerful woman that she was. Yeah, to what you need to buy this book to read to know. So, Placidia, over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, I really had a lot of fun writing this
Mhm.
because I really wanted to. We have read a lot of things, like a lot of books with the hero theme, like, oh, they're always the moral people, but that is not what is on the ground in reality. In
Okay.
reality, people can do bad things when pushed. So that is what I wanted to really bring out,
Mhm.
and it was. So I was like, oh, at first I wanted to use a pseudonym. I was like, oh, can I put this in my name? What if my pastor reads this?
No, it's actually good for the pastors to read this because they also need to understand that ministry is equally important.
Exactly,
It's
because
a ministry.
usually, people when they are doing but the counseling, usually,
We skate over
yeah,
it.
it's like, they expect people to know.
To
no,
know.
we don't know. Tell us.
And it's told. It is told in here, right? Where do people get your book? How do they get in touch? How do they make the payments? Kuvari ku diaspora. Yeah, nemuma diaspora tikuda kuti mutitenge bhuku iri because amai vakapedzisira vaku diaspora. asi sekuru vakateera.
And we'll follow comments, guys.
But that's sequel. There must be a follow-up. That's what Sekura. Anyway, yes.
All right. So for now, we are selling the book as a physical copy,
Mhm.
but it's also going to be on Amazon. So when it is, or if one in the diaspora can get it from there. But for now, you can get it from me directly or from Sympathy at your office at Botanic Gardens.
Okay.
And I'll also be putting it in the bookshops. So when it's in bookshops, it will be more easily accessible to people.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your number?
Oh, the number is 0774
0774
164.
164
Yes.
Mhm.
071.
071. So 0774 164 071. Guys, we would want you to be buzzing right now. Okay, takadzima my phone, but we would want you to be buzzing so that you can order this book. It's going to change the way you think about certain misconceptions. It's going to challenge even your own. Just because you are going through a lot of things doesn't mean unofamba zvakanyorwa pahuma. So when we meet people, let's try to be kinder because people are going through poisoned passions. Yes. So $10, it's worth your money. It's a big volume. It's loaded with the information, and when you come through and get this book, you are not going to regret. It's a book that you'd want on your bookshelf. So $10, you contact Placidia Chiwita on her number 0774 164 071, or you can visit our is at Batanai Gardens. It's suite
620.
620. So 620 620 at Batanai Gardens. You come and purchase your own book and get to know about Gwendolyn and even Tendai ambotarwa na editor. Editor watariswa Tendai. Tendai wakaoma. Wakawanda na Tendai mu society. So, whew. So this is a book to have. It's going for $10. I would want someone online right now to just come and say, I want a copy of this book. $10. Nkasauya ndibvi pano. Ngoti $10, guys. Nungoda $10. Yekuti someone just comes and says, I want this book. I want to read. I want to support. Oh yes. That's not Shona.
Oh yeah, it's written.
You're under 18, guys. So if you're over 18, come and get a copy, please. Our team, tell me if there's someone who wants this book. If you're going to buy it right now, I'm going to give you a discount. Ndokubvisira chimari chakanyatsonaka and ndokubvisirawo $2 ondipa $8, then you take your copy and a signed copy and you contact me here at Zimbabwe Daily and we'll give you this copy because Rukuyari price discount. So if you're gonna buy it now, you're gonna get it for $8 and the author is going to sign it for you. And of course, I'll be looking forward to hearing your own reviews and your own comments about this book because I think it's well written, it's well edited. And Placidia was well mentored. So thank you so much to Talia for a job well done. And the mentorship is a two-way process. So so this is a product that we are all proud. I'm proud of this. I'm actually very proud. I was not there when we had Placidia the other time. She was so nervous and all that. And you wrote in the anthology, and now you've got your name. Like it's just your name, not some 16 names and your name being somewhere in there, but you have a cover. Yes. So please, our online guests, I need someone to buy this book for $8 and it will be signed. So someone please come through. Munuan Chete, Valentine Chiwita. Yes, sis. Yes, she has done it. She has done it. Placidia has done it, So I want you to support Placidia. I don't want people who just sneak into a bedroom and say, give me that book. You wrote it. I was cooking. Also, you were writing. I want people who say, yes, sis, I support you. And here is my $10. Right. So are people buying books, Sympathy?
Yes, they are. People do buy books,
right?
And especially books they can identify with. So I know even from the women writers group, I know guys, I know you're watching, and I know most of you are gonna come and buy this book, just like you did with Seasons, just like you're still doing Seasons. I want you guys to also do it with poisoned passion.
If you are 18, you are eligible for this book. So you wanted a copy, man, you are 18, you are good. Now you can read this book. Any age younger than 18, we wouldn't. No. But if you are 18, you can. So please come through. I just want one person who is online right now to say, I want to get this book. It's going for $8. The plots, the subplots, guys, this book is just amazing. It's a wonderful read. Like I said, I couldn't put it down. Musaenda kamsina 1 or 2 people varikuti that book. Chieke, courage. How are you doing? We're doing well. We're doing well. We need you to get this book. Poison Passion. E-book, guys. Atisukutaura zvemabook fake. Tukutaura book chairo rine information really loaded this book. Poisoned passion. Are you not even curious? But what does that even mean? It doesn't go the direction that you are thinking, but it goes in a particular direction. Of course, there are people who will die. There are people who
now she's really spilling.
There are people who die because of love, Cholo. Shame. So, guys, I just need one person who come through and say, I'm going to take this book. Let's uplift Placidia. Let's encourage her to keep writing. We need more fiction writers. We need more Placidias. I'm going to support my sis from Talia. So one copy for me. Yay! Thank you, Spiwe. So I'm going to ask our author to actually write Spiwe Ziso. All right. Is that okay? That we sign this copy to you, to your name as it is on Facebook, so that our author will sign this book for you right here as we are live. And yes, you'll get hold of us. Yes, so signed copy to Spiwe Ziso. I'll take this a little. Wow, thank you so much, Spiwe. At least now I can smile because then I've got sure Shachatovara Msambono and Asina Kutora
And did you
copy.
hear that she's also from Talia? So you
Yes.
see, she's a mentor. She's
She's-
a well-mentored.
Uriko
lady.
TP, Spiwe, thank you so much for supporting a fellow sister. It's amazing. Awesome. So your book is signed. Your book is awesome. You got a signed copy from the author. May you please just put a date today, remembering the day that we've launched this book. It's officially on the market, guys. And it's called Poison Passion, a book written by Placidia Chiwita, a book that talks about step parenting, father daughter relationships, friendships, betrayal, and marriage. It's a book that you would want to not miss on your library. So please, let's support local, let's support one of our own. Hallelujah. Any last words as we close up this? I would also want our mentor to come back and our editor to also join us here so that they will also just, congratulate Placidia on air, as well as share a message of hope to those young artists in the ghetto. Don't die in the ghetto. Use your imagination to create a new world. I used to do that a lot. So yes, I want our mentor to come back. I want our editor to come back, and we're just gonna stand here as we congratulate Placidia. You can come through.
Thank you very much.
All right, please come through.
Thank you so much.
Please come through.
Thank you very much.
All right, so our book. Please grab a copy. Grab a copy. Grab a copy. All right, so our book, guys, is officially launched this Friday, 24 March 2023. Poison Passion is live. This is definitely confetti goes I'm excited. And thank you guys for joining us. We love you. We appreciate you. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of day. And if you've got a book that you'd want to launch, we are open right here at Zimbabwe Daily. We can do it for you. And you've got a product that you want to get out there, you come onto our platform. We love you. We appreciate you. And we thank God for each and every one of you. Naiwa yot nongoti mazita. It's bye-bye for now. Thank you. Yay. Wow.
That was
Wow.